6-time bracelet winner, 2-time WSOP Player of the Year, and poker's greatest ambassador, Daniel Negreanu is within striking distance of the biggest win of his career. 11 years removed from his last bracelet win, Negreanu sits second in chips at the Poker Players Championship with only 5 players remaining. Can Negreanu make history in poker's most prestigious event? Can he break his bracelet drought? He goes for it all. Next. Welcome back to Las Vegas. We are at the Horseshoe for the conclusion of Event 58. It is the 50K Poker Players Championship. My name is Remko Rinkema. Donnie Peters alongside me for a preview of the action on PokerGO.com, as this will only be 1 hour of the action. PokerGO.com will have Ali Najad, Alex Livingston, and Philip Sternheimer covering the action. Bunch of goats up there in the booth, so please join them now if you want to, but you can stick with us for the first hour. And if you do, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because we are all looking at bracelet quest for this man, Daniel Negreanu, 2-time Player of the Year. But like I said, it's been 11 years since he's won one, and the last time he won one in Las Vegas, I wasn't even 21 yet. That's how long ago it was. 16 years ago. That's when he won his last one in Vegas. Chris Brewer won 2 last summer, so he knows what to do to close it out, and he's been really strong in this event. And there you have it, the remainder of the players: Dylan Smith, Bryce Yockey, who came close before in this event, and then one of the cash game goats from France, Mr. David Benyamine. He is our short stack. It is absolutely stacked at this final table. There is a lot of money up top, 14 players cashed. Ivy fell just short of making the final day of this event. And there you see it on screen, 50K buy-in, 100-minute levels, 9 different games rotating every 7 hands. So you gotta know them all, you gotta play them well. And here's a look at the game order. We're starting with Omaha 8 or better, and then we got Raz, PLO, Limit Hold'em, No Limit Deuce, Stud 8, Triple Draw, No Limit Hold'em, and 7-card stud before we do it all over again until a winner is crowned tonight, late tonight probably, on PokerGO.com. Game number 1, Omaha 8 or better, one of the most well-known limit games in the world of poker. 4 cards for each player, playing it with a flop, turn, and river like you are used to from No Limit Hold'em. However, the betting is limited, and you have to make a high and a low for a chance to scoop the pot. Of course, that will only come into play if 3 cards 8 or lower are on the board. That was a whole mouthful. Chris Brewer is our chip leader. Negreanu is second in chips. Only one question today, Donnie. Is he going to do it?
I think so. How are you going to bet against this man? He's been knocking at the door all summer long, and here he is, second in chips, riding a bit of momentum, too, with the way that he closed out day 4 yesterday. Negreanu went from $2 million up to $7.5 million in the final level of the night, so he's got to be feeling really, really good coming into today's final table.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning back into our YouTube preview coverage. We left you last night with Negreanu and Ivy both sort of hovering around. Ivy busted very late last night. Negreanu managed to mount a massive comeback and has been in the mix for the chip lead ever since. Benyamine here, the short stack, Donnie, and he might be all in on the very first hand.
He might be. He was all in a couple times late last night. Survived to reach this day 5. Let's see if he can survive further.
Call. Raise.
Smith calls. Yockey raises. Benyamine is all in. So here we go. Right out of the gate. Action on Smith.
And the percentages on your screen are for the high and the low portion. So you can see here, Benyamine, 53% to win the low. The other players cannot win the low. So Benyamine just needs to catch a card that makes his low.
Come on, 4. It's amazing that I even have a chance.
Yeah. Well, you raise straight, you always got a chance.
A 4 would give Benyamine a scooper.
Yeah. Sure.
4.
Benyamine looking
3.
for
What is there?
a 4 to make a
Oh,
straight.
the 3, yeah, base 5.
Actually, I don't really want a 3. Queen!
7, 8, 4.
Yeah, I was like, just
4.
king.
Yeah, pictures are good.
I need that 4 badly right now.
All right, here comes the turn card. It is
Oh
the
my
6 of
goodness.
diamonds.
That's the scary thing.
Now Benyamine 40% to make a low. To win the high, he's going to need a miracle.
I'll take an ace now. Yes.
River card is the 8 of hearts. And we are chopping it up. Benyamine makes a low on the river. Yockey gets the high, and play continues here
like I can die
with the final
in that
5.
tournament.
It's been a while since we've seen David Benyamine making a run at the World Series of Poker, but by all accounts, by watching him play over these 5 days, he's hungrier than ever. Wants to get out there, wants to win it. You saw him
Cocktail?
pretty ecstatic right there to get that chop. He's going to fight on.
Quick reminder here, if you enjoy our coverage on YouTube, smash that like button. Let's get us up to, like, I don't know, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 likes. Last night we had another record-setting stream here. I think we hit 8,000 during our coverage of the first level, and we switched to Raz. Donnie, correct me if I'm wrong, but Negreanu has been quite active and quite strong in the stud games.
Yeah, you know, I talked with him quickly on a break sometime during yesterday, I think a little bit earlier, but he mentioned that it was a bit frustrating to have Ivy on his direct left earlier in the day because Ivy is so good in stud, and even if he doesn't have hands, he's always going to fight you, play position against you. Once Ivy busted, I don't know if people saw the vlog from Daniel this morning, but he said, it's time to go in stud now. Ivy's out, I'm going to open it up.
All right, so we're playing Raz, meaning you have to make the lowest possible hands. No concerns about straights and flushes, and Brewer here looks down at a 7-6-5-4. As you can see, he is the favorite right now.
Bet.
Brewer will bet the fact that his hand is feeling really good. Negreanu has the better board, but he has a 9 down, so needs to improve quite a bit more. I'm almost tempted to say here comes the turn card, but it is actually 5th Street. Negreanu hits a 4, improves his hand while Brewer pairs. So Negreanu now with a made 9-6.
Smith is out of the way here. Brewer's going to stick around.
All right, so Brewer versus Negreanu in what could be a huge one. Brewer pairs again. Now makes 7s and 4s. Negreanu catches a queen. Of course, he concerned now that the 7-5-4 gives Brewer a stronger low, as Negreanu just sitting on a 9. Now, he has a lot of cards here to improve, even though from a perception perspective, he might be looking for a lot more improvement than he needs in order to feel comfortable making the call. But there it is. Negreanu, with the best of it, gets the check mark. Was ahead already, but Brewer's board looked scary. And Donnie.
Yeah, probably just check call here if you're Daniel. Brewer's just got all the pairs in the universe.
Negreanu worried that Brewer's.
Every time. How many? I can't fold them every time. That's outrageous. It would just be outrageous.
Sounds like he's going to call, but he's
All
just
right,
going to think
I'm gonna
it
need a
over.
So Negreanu worried that the 7 is Brewer's lowest card. Now we can see, of course, that he has 3 pairs.
And Daniel does have a deuce, a 6, and a 3, which, you know, he can use some card removal there for Brewer to make a 7, yes, but he also has a 4, so maybe it's less likely that
I got
he
more
paired his
chips
4.
now. Don't think I can throw this one away. It would be pretty absurd.
You win.
Got 8-6.
All right,
You have
Negreanu
exact
makes the
eight
call.
every time.
That's crazy.
I mean, that one was super obvious.
Yeah.
Sound the alarms.
This
Daniel Negreanu is our new chip leader.
Here we go.
All right, send your hype in the chat. Negreanu on
Class, I
top
can't
right
see the
now.
colors of the chips at all.
So you see the payouts presented by Monkey Tilt. Everyone remaining guaranteed $265,000. Jeremy Osmus busted in 6th place last night.
Raz can be a stupid game.
Summer of Osmus. He continues to perform.
If you're
Not just
new,
lose, but lose the maximum.
What?
He's not just lose, but lose the maximum on that run out.
If you're new to PokerGo, please know that you can subscribe right now. Get a monthly, quarterly, or annual plan. If you get the annual plan, use promo code WSOP YT. It's 24YT.
WSOP 24YT.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll say it again slowly. WSOP 24YT. Save $20 on your annual subscription
really
if you subscribe right now.
I paid for you.
Plus,
That really fucking
get entered
hurts.
to win one of 3 WSOP main event seats to next
He
year.
doesn't want to go play the PLO that bad.
I know, if you want to play the PLO that
Well,
bad,
if I didn't win the
you
first
would've
hand, I would
peeled.
have already been all in on
Yeah,
it.
you would have peeled.
I would have been all in on, well, yeah, peeled, all in, whatever you want. Ace, 4,
Peel
king.
it. You can peel it.
Here's a look at the chips in
I
play.
don't know.
25K, 100K, and
I have to feel
500K.
Too good.
Yeah.
Too good
Beautiful
cards, so.
pastel colors. Love to see it. Bryce Yockey with a killer hand for Raz, the deuce 3-4. Benyamine here finds a deuce up at 8-3 down. Also a very nice starting hand in Raz. Now, of course, Benyamine might assign Yockey a wider range because he is also, or there is also a chance he's going to try to steal the
much
bring-in
playing?
and the antes.
650.
Benyamine immediately gets the initiative here as his board improves while Yockey catches a king. Now, Benyamine knows that Yockey is only going to continue if he has 2 really good cards below. And here we go, moving on to 5th Street. So Benyamine now knows that if Yockey improves, he's likely going to go all the way. Benyamine makes a 9-8. Yockey draw into a 9-4.
Given what you said about Benyamine knowing that if Yockey calls fourth, he probably has good low cards, he probably now knows that Yockey is drawing to better than a 9-8.
All in.
And there it is. Yockey thinks that the 10-9 made is probably in good shape against Benyamine. However, the Frenchman, a 72% favorite here to double up with 2.4 million in the middle. Potential comeback here for Benyamine.
When he
No, the
throws
next
you
one
a
that's
call,
happening.
he wants you to put it in the box. Yeah.
Oh, I understand.
Just put the river card in here.
Oh,
All right,
I'll put the ace
Yo-
here.
Bryce Yockey looking for an ace.
The ace will finish it.
Well,
Could also win with a 5, a 6, a 7.
I feel like I'm going to make it. I think it's going to be the 6 of clubs.
I don't mind you making it. As
Really?
long as I make it
You
as
could
well.
just, you could just muck.
As long as I make it as well.
Oh my God.
It's a spade.
Put it in the box.
3 across.
3 across.
9-8,
You got
4.
9.
Oh,
9-8.
this-
Oh my God.
God,
Yeah, you need it.
that's how I die.
Good game.
that
David.
is how he dies.
All right, guys. Good luck.
David Benyamine eliminated in 5th place after Bryce Yockey catches exactly what he needs on 7th Street. Round of applause for the legend. Taking home $265,000 for his effort. And this means, I mean,
Had a
I
feeling.
don't want to make it the Negreanu
did.
show too much, but this
Like I had
means
a
he's
feeling the
one
Queens were
more
gonna lose.
elimination closer
That one felt obvious.
to winning that bracelet.
Right? It's funny how
That
it
one,
works. It's
that
it's
one.
funny how pinpoint
one,
those
that
feelings
one.
really can be.
Sometimes, I mean,
All right, baby, play those guitars. Here's a look at the updated chip counts. Daniel Negreanu on top. We're 4-handed. Dylan Smith is our new short stack. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have daily highlights, lots of live streaming, and Donnie and I are covering the Millionaire Maker later tonight. That final table will be on YouTube in full. Also, if you're new to PokerGo, please subscribe right now. Use promo code WSOP24YT to take $20 off your annual subscription.
Players now guaranteed $363,000.
Donnie, how much money would Negreanu just take off the top if that guaranteed him winning the bracelet? What is it worth to him?
Maybe all of it.
I mean, I kind of believe you.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he plays for mostly the competition these days. Of course, the money is nice, yes, but I don't think Daniel's really hurting for the money. You know, it's all about winning bracelets, competing against the best. So just the fact that he could win, this is his favorite tournament, the tournament he considers the most prestigious in the world. If he could win that, get the title, I mean, it's priceless. It really is.
Donnie, what can you tell us about Dylan Smith, who is sort of, you know, to the general public are the most unknown quality?
Yeah, I mean, I first got wind of him down in some Florida events. Hangs around with, like, I think the Chad Eve Sledge crowd, you know, the Florida guys, Jake Schwartz, etc. His first cash in this event here. He was a chip leader for some time yesterday. Then he was short kind of late in the night. He ultimately got it all in with King Jack versus Bryce Yockey's Queens. King on the turn for Dylan Smith, and here he is making a run at this title.
Still playing Raz here, as close to a 50-50 as possible between Yockey and Smith. And Yockey, with the bet, is able to take it down. And look at this, Smith now down to just 1.6 million.
Yeah.
Benyamine's back.
little accounting, perhaps?
Thanks. Good luck to you too. Good luck to you too. Thank you. Yeah.
Benyamine gonna hop in that 10K PLO.
I mean, money at the
Gonna grab some
WSOP
cash.
is fluid, Donnie. It's so fluid.
It's almost fake.
When you're at the World Series of Poker, the ease with which cash and chips are being exchanged is really interesting to watch. I have a really funny story that I'll tell real quickly about my first World Series of Poker. I won't. I mean, I'm not sure if I can name. I could probably name names. Makes it a little bit funnier. The guy I was working for at the time told me that he owed Michael Mizrachi money, and he goes, "Can you give this to Michael?" So it was at the Rio. I had to walk from the Amazon room to the Miranda room, where Mizrachi was playing. I think it was like a stud event that was starting on day one. It was very back corner of the room. So I get this little sort of velvety drawstring bag, like a very small little drawstring bag with chips in it. So I asked the guy, I said, "Oh, how much is it?" He goes, "Oh, it's 40,000. I'm 21 years old, working on a $100 a day rate. I walk all the way through the Rio, sweating, handing this to Mizrachi. I get over to his table, I tap him on the shoulder, I say, "Hey, Michael," and he looks over, does not know who I am, has never seen me before. I go, "Such and such told me to give this to you." He goes, "Oh, what is it?" I'm like, "You guys don't talk? You guys don't text?"
Yeah.
He opens it up, he goes, "Oh, sweet."
The last one.
And meanwhile, the whole time, I'm absolutely terrified. Just a little example of how wild things can get in the world of poker.
I mean, at least it wasn't too costly.
Ronnie takes that one. He's up over 10
Yeah.
milli.
I mean, Raz is different than every other game. because
Dylan
it's
Smith
like,
getting shorter.
It's so obvious when you just don't improve.
Yeah.
Handcuffed.
No, I know. It's just that was a funny one.
And there she is, Amanda Negreanu and Patty Landis, both sitting on the rail.
That's when you know it's getting real.
Yes.
When the wife drives on down.
It's a long drive.
It's getting, yeah, it is a long drive. That's when it's getting real.
So Amanda on the rail. Also the rail pretty packed as I walked in. Was a big crowd already gathered, not only over here, but also on the backside. It's sometimes easier to stand a little further away so you can see the stat screen with the bets going in.
Smith here, 6-4-3. He completes it and gets hit with a raise from Yockey.
Raise?
Oh, yeah.
Smith gonna come back with the re-raise.
How much money
Here
playing?
we go.
Like $1 million?
On my key.
He might be getting his money in on this
5,
hand.
6, 7
Yeah.
behind.
Thanks.
Whatever. The way they have this whole thing set up is annoying.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was.
Yockey catches good here with the
have some
deuce.
amazing board and somehow
Smith
three
not
pay
so
on
much,
it.
but still calls.
And
Going to
Raz,
fifth.
I have 7, 6, 5 forwards.
All in?
His hands aren't gonna. He shouldn't, but yeah.
Here we go.
Got a 9-7. You got an 8 draw.
Wow, so Bryce Yockey here, a strong
Alright.
favorite
One,
to send
two,
Dylan Smith to
could
the rail
shut him out.
and reduce this field to the final 3.
6, 4.
Bryce Yockey in the lead with a 9-7 made versus an 8 draw. Yockey in front.
All right, let's go home.
Yeah.
2 to come. Dylan will need to improve.
Daniel Negreanu, also a professional commentator.
That's gonna be tough.
And
GG.
yeah,
Good game.
but the game gets.
Oh, wow.
That's it.
Yockey has him dead, and Dylan Smith is our 4th place finisher. ladies and gentlemen, are you not entertained? We are down to 3 already at the final table of the 50K
He made it,
PPC.
too.
Smith takes home $363,000 for his efforts. Please smash that like button if you think Negreanu is going to take this down.
Well, sure is an easy
Start
game
the
when
new
you keep
level.
catching wheel cards.
2 eliminations stand between
I guess this is a
Negreanu
profitable amount for me.
and
I lost chips.
the bracelet he covets
Too.
No, we're up
so
now.
dearly.
Well, what's with the clock? Tell them to fix the clock.
Yeah, we're not on break.
All right, down to 3. Negreanu still on top, 10 million. Bryce Yockey, 8.5. Chris Brewer, 8.1. All jokes aside, this is going to be a really, really tough battle. All 3 players very well versed in all the 9 games that we are playing tonight. While Negreanu is the chip leader, this is far from being over. If you're joining us on YouTube, this is a 1-hour preview of the action. At the end of the hour, we'll kick it on over to Ali Najad, Alex Livingston,
Raise.
and Philip Sternheimer. Woo!
There you go.
I mean, I actually had it. I had 2 full.
Yeah.
These players have now
my
locked
button.
up more than $500,000 in prize money. Of course, up top,
What are we looking at for blinds?
$1,178,000.
Okay, and what do
PLO time, baby.
125,
Let's go.
125 or something?
There you see the game order for the Poker Players Championship. We are on pot
sure
limit
it's not
Omaha right
125?
They
now.
both wanted to play the 10K PLO, so they got their wish.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, what is the blind? Sorry.
75, 150,
Thought it'd be 75, 125, but doesn't matter.
It's 75, 150. I
Okay,
look.
yeah. Usually it's half.
Okay.
Donnie, I don't want to get sidetracked off the poker here, but the Lakers just drafted Bronny James.
Wow, look at that. I mean, I feel like it was coming.
LeBron James gets to play with his son.
That's crazy.
Dead small, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
You have like 8.5 now?
All 3 of
no,
these
you
players,
have-
very, very
Yeah,
good
okay.
PLO players. Which is,
8.5, 8.4 and a half,
I, mean,
yeah.
I don't think you can probably say that for everyone that plays the PPC. Not that they're not good at it, but probably maybe better at the mixed
That is
games. But
4.
all 3 of these players are extremely good at PLO. So could be an interesting round here.
I mean, Negreanu picks up pocket kings now. They're of the Badugi variety, so doesn't give him as much room to get creative. Flop brings out ace, jack, jack, 2 spades. Bad news for Negreanu. Yockey flops an ace. Negreanu doesn't have the spade blocker here, but finding it hard to see a way to continue here. Shout out to Tom in the chat, says swap PokerGo to YouTube because I like the commentators. I'm not sure if Donnie paid you, but I got you, bro. That's
Probably.
Much-
I paid like 12 people, so it's good to see Tom showed up. My money's going to good use.
Bryce Yockey from Torrance, California, mixed game specialist, 2 bracelets, and also we should add a new line to the bio sheet
Oh, it's
that he is the
2025?
recipient
It's
of
250,
2 of the
500.
worst bad beats
It's
Oh my
in
gosh.
WSOP history.
It does
Both
seem
in
weird.
the 50K
Yeah,
PPC.
I know that
it'd be
was the-
125 big, which is
couple
I know
years
that was
ago.
the structural, but yeah.
He
No
took
problem.
that sick
No, I
one
mean, I
to
believe
Josh
you. I just,
Aryeh.
Weird.
thinking about it, just...
'Cause I
Yeah,
saw
usually it would be
I saw
half the-
225 in the.
Right.
Wait, we have extra calls. Yeah.
Oh, 5 card to the sand?
yeah.
Oh, please no.
Add that next year.
Please no.
As I was PO'd, I was like, this is.
Usually it's like, you look at the extra card like, damn, my Omaha hand's so good.
No, this was me being like, I have a really bad Omaha hand, but we.
Yeah.
Chris, what are you playing roughly?
I have 8.3.
Thank you.
So we're all about got the same.
Yep.
Yeah, last night, Yockey had a full house. Negreanu made a straight flush.
Absurd. Absolutely absurd.
Wild, right?
People called me out for calling it a 1-outer. It was a 2-outer to make the straight flush, but if he would have hidden the lower card, it would have been a chop.
Yeah.
So
So
it was-
1-outer to the scoop.
1-outer for the scoop. Negreanu had 2 outs for the straight flush. Look at these stack sizes, by the way. So close, especially given the stakes that we are currently playing. Like, this is one of those moments, Donnie, in the summer. Like, I know this is my job. I know I'm supposed to commentate on poker, and it's my dream job. Never going to change that. But this is one of those moments that, let's say I was no longer in poker, I would call the boss and be like, hey, I got to either work from home today, so I got to put it on the big screen, or maybe I'm just having a little bit of a cough that I got to, you know, not come in today, because this is historic stuff. This is the moments that, as a poker fan, you just, you know, get the DoorDash going, get the pizza out. I'm just buzzing with excitement over today's final table. What?
Got a hand here. Yockey 3-betting Negreanu.
I'm out.
Brewer not interested. Negreanu in position here with the queen, jack, 9-8 with one suit.
But your exciting spot when it goes open hot.
Negreanu using those
Yeah, it's 7. We do 7 hands.
coveted pink chips,
Cool.
500K a
Yeah,
piece.
so.
3.3 million in the middle here. This is a big one.
I mean, the stud game's changed a ton. Actually, a 3-handed.
Ace, 8, 3, 2
so
hearts.
Like you like weirdly play title actually.
Negreanu
'Cause,
with
like,
the
you have a
hearts,
lot
also
less
has an
pot
8.
to fight for.
Yockey flops
Like-
top pair, has backdoor clubs to go along with it. Also,
Yeah.
lots of ways to pick up a
Well,
straight draw on the
twice.
turn for Yockey here, and you can see the equities running very, very close.
At 7 Mile Oceans.
One very important aspect in this hand, Negreanu has position on Yockey.
All right, so Negreanu calls 1.5 million. This is our biggest pot of the final table so far. 6.3 million in the middle, and both players have about 6 million left behind. 5 of spades hits on the turn. Equity now swinging in Yockey's favor as Negreanu now down to hitting a flush or hitting an 8. Could also make 2 pair, but as you can see, both the queen and the jack are covered by Yockey's cards. Oh, and this is exactly what Negreanu probably wanted.
Yeah, I mean, kind of tricky for Yockey to navigate out of position here in a pretty large pot. SPR is 1-to-1 for both players. Let's see what Negreanu comes with. Could check back, just try and realize that equity. Maybe he decides to bluff at it. He does check back.
Wow, action goes check, check, river card, 7 of spades. That misses everyone. Now, the question is, Donnie, can Negreanu bluff at this with any sort of credibility?
I think so. You know, I think this board texture to me favors Negreanu. I think Yockey is going to be weighted towards hands like he has an ace with Broadway cards that come with it. I think if he had 3 aces, he would have continued barreling on the turn. So tricky spot here for Yockey. But Yockey is an extremely good PLO player. Extremely good. So I would trust him in this spot to be able to figure this out.
6.3 million in the middle. Chris Brewer, a very, very interested spectator here. And Yockey decides to check. Negreanu knows that checking for him, if he wants to win this hand, is absolutely no option. The question is,
Ace queen.
can he sell the story? And he goes check, check, and Yockey shows down ace queen. Oh man, I'd love to ask Yockey, if Negreanu had bet X, Y, or Z, would he have folded?
Yeah, I mean, I think he for sure tanks and tries to figure it out. And that's going to vault Yockey up into the chip lead. More than 12 million for him. Swingy, swingy game. Negreanu, he was chip leader not too long ago. Now he's 3 of 3.
All right, so Negreanu down to 6.2 million. Playing pot limit Omaha right now. Bryce Yockey, as Donnie mentioned, no slouch when it comes to PLO. Winner of Event 8 in 2024 for $600,000. Bryce Yockey doing a little bracelet dance. That was the 5K PLO that he won last year. Bryce Yockey would also be a very deserving winner of this event. Has been close quite a few times. By the way, If you want to continue watching after the hour is up, please do so on PokerGo.com. Get your subscription. Listen to the velvety voices of Ali Najad, Alex Livingston, and Philip Sternheimer. I mean, between those three, Donnie, that's like a good final table lineup for this event.
It really is. It really is. Yockey and Negreanu going to go to battle again. A couple aces for Bryce.
If you hear any shouting in the background, this might be the busiest WSOP day in history.
In this room for sure. I mean, it's bananas. And I think there's, what, 13 events or something?
13 events running right now at the
How is that even
WSOP.
possible?
It's insane.
How is that possible? I mean, kudos to them for making it happen.
Absolutely wild.
Yockey does continue with the bet. Negreanu makes the call. He's got top pair. He's got a gutter. He's got backdoor diamonds. Hello, gutter.
Wow. Negreanu trying to get some money back here. 1.7 in the middle. Now, Yockey's aces not looking too exciting right now.
No, I think they shrivel up quite a bit here. Yockey does check back. Queen pairs the board.
Now, this might give Negreanu pause as far as potential full houses being out there, but it does work in his favor that he holds the queen himself.
Straight.
Yes, man.
Actually goes check, check. Negreanu gets a little bit of money back.
Back up over 7 million, climbs Daniel. Yockey on 11.6.
Amanda Negreanu, a keen observer. Still playing PLO, and Chris Brewer seemingly a bit of a spectator here the last few
He
hands.
hasn't played a hand yet.
By
I
the
mean,
way,
why play a hand when these two are firing chips back and forth at each other?
when you see the camera cut back and forth, you almost forget Brewer's here.
I feel like he's almost been standing up by his rail half the time here. Negreanu gives it up there. Limp fold from the small blind. Yockey takes that one.
Shout out to Bob on set. One of the best at the WSOP. Here's a look at the stats. 89 total entries, 1.1 million up top. Just lost Osmus before chips were bagged up last night. Before that, we lost Phil Ivey.
Osmus has won like $3.5 million this summer. No bracelets, but
absurd.
$3.5
What are you
million.
playing right now? Like 8? Nice.
Have a chance here for Chris Brewer to finally play a hand. Negreanu's out of the way. Yockey raises from the small blind. Brewer makes the call. King 9-5 rainbow. Queen's still good here for Yockey. He's also got Queen Jack for a gutter to a 10. He's got backdoor diamonds, backdoor clubs.
Must be time for late reg. Must be PLO max late reg time. Bud.
Can you still buy
Oh,
this thing?
You
called
wanna
it.
play? Have a seat.
You called it. Oh. Looks
There-
like he got a haircut.
He did
Look
get
at
a
him, Look
haircut.
at him.
Next, fight.
Fight.
I told you guys
My
yesterday,
Raz pay downs. Back to
Helmuth
back.
is going to show up.
2 hands in a row. 2 hands in a row. Made an 8. Fold and 8. Today I made an 8 again. I made that. This time I called it was
I
right.
would have snapped called at least one of those.
I mean, no, you wouldn't have. Trust me, you wouldn't have. You would have known.
Macy's going to hang out.
Puzzle together.
I mean,
course.
he might as well deal.
Pull up a chair, buddy. Pull up a chair.
You know what I'm talking about.
A little Phil Hellmuth cameo. Wouldn't be the same without Phil. Really, it really wouldn't. Phil Hellmuth is a large man, as the chat is noticing. What is he, 6'5", 6'6"?
I mean, yeah, he towers over me. You're taller than I am, so.
Meanwhile, poker being played, Brewer and Yockey not on the receiving end of a fist bump from Mr. Hellmuth as Yockey rakes this one in. It's been a very, very strong showing here by Bryce Yockey in this round of Pot Limit Omaha. Got to tip our cap to him already for, you know, always finding a way to bounce back from the agony that he's been through over the course of his career playing in this event. Of course, there was the Josh Aryeh, like it was like the perfect bad beat, probably the best way to describe it. And then last night, the straight flush. Quick reminder here, if you hit that like button, you're going to make me happy. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Helps us spread the word on the stream, get more people in the know.
I think that's the Super Seniors.
Oh wow, they better watch out. Might sprain a muscle. Might sprain a muscle there jumping up.
Oh yeah. Brewer with a raise here from the small blind. Negreanu defends his big blind. Negreanu in position. Queen, Jack, 5, Rainbow.
That is 350,000.
Bet from Brewer, and that gets it done.
Super Seniors event this year had 3,362 players. They're down to the final 4. Such a good event.
What's the game after this?
Limit
You know who I
hold'em.
just saw on the rail?
Then single draw.
One of our mods, RMX Indiana.
No way.
He's out there.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Shout out all of our mods.
Yeah, shout out.
Appreciate you guys doing your thing, keeping the chat under control. Nice one here for Brewer on the button. King, Queen, 10-9 with a suit. Brewer limps in. Negreanu calls from the small, 10-10, 7-6 for him. Yockey, ace, king, 8-4. 3 ways. Here we go. Limped pot. Ace, 6-5, couple of hearts out there.
So far, it's the Bryce Yockey show during PLO, and again here, he's got the best of it now. A little thinner here, of course. 3-way PLO, not the type of situation where you just want to go blasting randomly with a hand like ace-king, but still, he's the favorite.
Yockey gonna bet here. No more free cards. Also has that 4 blocker. Brewer out of the way. Daniel gonna think this one over.
Well, kind of. I mean, we got 3-handed, so that's good.
Daniel says no thank you. On to the next hand, which I think might be the next
Limited
game.
edition hold'em.
Limit hold'em, baby. I would guess that among these 3, Daniel is the favorite in limit hold'em. You know, that's what he's played for so many years coming up in the game. Cut his teeth in poker back in the day, so. And that said, Yockey and Brewer, I'm certain, are pretty well versed in this game as expected.
Limit Hold'em, as crazy as it might sound, one of the more expensive games in this format, especially 3-handed, because you go to Showdown so often, and look at the top of your screen, it says 250K, 500K. Those are the limits. That means that's the betting on the turn and river. So the pots swell up really, really quickly when you play a hand of Limit Hold'em, and it goes to Showdown a lot more.
Couple of bets, there's multiple 7 figures.
Oh, absolutely.
Is that a walk for Daniel? First hand? We're giving walks?
Raise.
Yockey gonna raise on the button. Ace, deuce of spades.
Call.
Chris Brewer defends in a small blind with a couple of fours. And Negreanu's got 2 queens in the big. Here we go.
Oh, wow. Limit hold'em about to get a lot more interesting. A suited ace for Yockey, a small pair for Brewer.
6.
I can totally see this going 3-way to the flop. Shout out to Andy Fowler with a £2 donation, watching from the UK. All right, and as I said, 3-way action and monster flop coming out right now because it's going to be hard to part ways with these queens for Negreanu in case he gets unlucky, but his queens stay ahead, which is good news for him.
Good flop for Daniel here. He does continue. Yockey has ace high. He's got backdoor spades. Maybe peels one here.
Yeah, just hoping for the 4 of spades to create complete chaos.
Yeah, 3, 4 spades. You get such a good price there.
And look at this. Brewer comes with the call as well. This is when you are the player with the overpair, you start getting nervous. 6 of hearts on the turn. Negreanu, of course, has to keep betting here, has to charge everything and everyone.
Now Yockey's in an interesting spot here because he might think, okay, if Negreanu has ace king, ace queen, stuff like that, we're now chopping, right? So I'm going to call here and continue. And then I'm beating some bluffs like the king queens of the world.
4 million in the middle, 9 of hearts hits on the river. And Negreanu, who came up starting as a limit hold'em player, fires again on the river. I mean, I sort of called it, limit hold'em. What a game. 4.5 million in the middle up for grabs here. Negreanu with the check mark. Let's see if Yockey thinks that Negreanu could have an ace here, trying to bet him off a chop.
This pot is huge.
Bryce Yockey deep in the tank. Does decide to let it go, and there it is. Negreanu gets to take one down, a big one, and he's back up to 9.1 million.
Good discipline there from Yockey. It's often easy in the limit games to see the price that you're being laid and just flick in a call. But he gets out of the way there and saves a bet.
Most recent bracelet, like we said, 2013. I find the stat also compelling that his last bracelet in Vegas was in 2008. Just about 15 minutes remaining here in our 1-hour free preview. Make sure you get your PokerGO subscriptions right now. Ali Nishad, Philip Sternheimer, and Alex Livingston are on the call. A little look through the room here to remind you that you can win your seat to the 2025 WSP main event with PokerGO. If you are an annual subscriber, on any day that we do the draw, you are eligible for that giveaway. We're giving away 3 seats to the WSP main event next year.
Good.
Just get in there. Get the annual subscription.
I'm surprised you didn't try to do that to Chris.
Yeah.
Raise.
Call.
Ed in the chat is saying, Ivy broke a 10-year bracelet drought this year. Can Daniel do the same thing? I mean,
It'd be wild.
it'd be a wild headline if he managed to get it done.
Yockey bets the 7-6-6 flop, and Brewer comes along with king high. Jack on the turn. That puts Yockey out in front. Yockey bets, and Brewer gets out of the way.
Raise.
Brewer with the small blind raise, and Negreanu defends his big. Oh wow, queen, jack 8. Brewer flops a flush. Bet call. Three on the turn, pairs Daniel. Brewer comes with another bet. Daniel getting sticky here. 4 on the river.
Negreanu with just a pair of threes, but this is limit hold'em after all. A pair is generally pretty good.
Flush.
He makes the call, and Brewer announces the flush. Brewer gets back into the game. Negreanu drops down a bit.
First pot I've won in a while.
The big winner here, Bryce Yockey, Donnie.
Yeah,
it's the
Brewer
first
and
pot I've won all
Negreanu
day.
now virtually
What's that?
tied in
Yeah, this
chips.
is the first pot I've won today.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to go full. I'm
Flush
good.
and a limit hold'em blind versus blind.
First
Pretty
pot
good
he's
one.
won
It is
today.
a pretty good one.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
man.
played it great too. I just clicked the bet button every
I just
time.
assumed he won one.
This sounds like you play limit hold'em perfect to me.
I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bet. Yeah.
The swings of these games are absolutely incredible, and Negreanu was down to,
Had a whole
I want to say,
come on, if I
2 or
had
3
lost, I was
bets
gonna be
last
so
night.
Fucking tilted.
Yeah, I think he had 200
I mean,
or
it's limit
300K
hold'em.
at
He's
one
getting
point.
fucking. It's
Spun
like
it all
one
the way
day.
back up.
It's the limit. So W, you just get 8 to 1 and never win. Every spot. Yeah. Thanks.
The people in chat are appalled by Negreanu calling there with just a pair of threes. It is the name of the game, is limit hold'em.
I mean, listen, Daniel's seen more limit hold'em hands than maybe the entire YouTube chat combined, so I will just trust Kid Poker in that spot.
Negreanu makes it 500K. Still playing limit hold'em. Brewer's going to defend here with ace-8. Jack 5 deuce 2 hearts. Brewer has the ace of hearts. It's going to come along. That's an important card for him. Backdoor straight and flush draws. And speaking of backdoor draws, Brewer now picks up a third heart. Negreanu, of course, is going to keep betting nines, even though a jack and a 10 are out there, are going to be good a lot of the time. Brewer with some equity here. River pairs the board with a 10. Good card for Negreanu. He's going to bet again.
Could be a card here that makes Brewer think about calling. I mean, Daniel's probably going to barrel king high, king queen, stuff like that.
All right,
so
that plan's out the window. Now let's go with the other plan. See if I'm going to do that one.
Brewer saying, I'm not raising, but I might be calling.
Ace of hearts should be good. Eight of diamonds, somewhat bad. I guess the 8 should be reasonably bad. Ace of hearts good. 8 of diamonds bad.
the same way we just looked at Negreanu pondering a decision with just a pair of threes. Brewer now doing the same thing, but he only has ace high.
I like Brewer's tank better because he's talking through his thoughts.
Right.
So we can hear exactly what he's thinking.
Yeah, and of course he's thinking of Negreanu having hands like, King Queen, for example, that could continue firing. King Queen with the King of Hearts, for example. Even with just the Queen of Hearts would also be an option. But however, how many combos are there that are straight bluffing versus combos that go for value? I think a lot more hands go for value here because you can even bet smaller pairs for value because you can get calls from an ace high type hand.
Yeah, I really like Negreanu's line here. It's going to get paid off.
Wow, Negreanu wins a big one here in Limit Hold'em, and he is back up to 9.3 million, and the swings just keep on swinging.
Round of applause there. I guess we know who the crowd's rooting for, as expected.
Oh my God. If Negreanu somehow makes it the heads up, there's going to be hundreds of people watching here.
Yeah, we're going to need another security guard or two.
If you want to get the annual subscription to PokerGo and you want to get the discount, use promo code WSOP24YT, $20 discount on the annual sub. Just get in there now. The main event is getting underway in just a few days. We have daily main event coverage, so you can treat it like a pay-per-view is what I tell my friends. Get the pay-per-view for the big fight. This is the big fight. The only difference is it goes on for the next 15 days, 20 days, whatever it is. Every single day we have poker action. Main event is going to be epic as always. If you like golf or if you like the UFC or whatever the case may be, even the tennis channel these days. So much great content to support, and we love delivering it all for you and raising some awareness of our content here on the YouTube channel. If you enjoy our YouTube coverage, we have the Millionaire Maker final table coming up today as well on YouTube.
6 p.m. Vegas start time for that Millie Maker final table.
It's actually called the 2 Million Maker now.
It is the double Millie Maker. First place 1.25 million, second place 1 million in that event.
Bryce Yockey here in no limit deuce to 7 single draw, raising the button. Brewer makes the call, drawing to a 9. Negreanu here with the Queen Jack 8-6-5. As you can see, Yockey on a bluff here, just trying to win the blinds and antes. Negreanu doesn't really have a very bluffable hand from my perspective.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so myself. He does elect to give it up. Brewer is going to draw 1 here. Yockey's coming with 2. Brewer will be first to act. There are 2 different variations of deuce to 7 in this rotation. This is the single draw variation. Some would call it the purest form of poker.
You have it or you don't, Donnie.
Yeah. Well, Brewer has it right now.
You got to look him in the eye.
Or 150. Yeah, sorry.
Minimum bet here from Brewer. Feels blocker-ish to me, just trying to get to a showdown, not want to be forced with a large sizing from Yockey. He tried to bet less than you could actually bet.
King 9.
Yockey pays it off. The King 9 is going to be good for Brewer.
All right, got a few more hands left here on our free preview. Like Donnie mentioned, we are doing the Millie Maker tonight. Final table from start to finish, 6 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. Ali Najad, Philip Sternheimer, and Alex Livingston are on the call for the 50K. Still playing no limit deuce. The name of the game is to make the lowest possible combinations. Don't make a straight, don't make a flush. 7-5, 4-3 deuce is the best hand. There's 2 rounds of betting. It's no limit.
I just had
Very
I had
volatile
ace of
game.
I had ace of hearts against Daniel when he had 9s.
Oh no, I'm facing 1-7 bottom of it.
Amanda nervous on the rail. Donnie, the same way I feel when my favorite team plays, it's probably more nerve-wracking being on the outside than being on the inside.
For sure. I mean, Daniel's in his element. He's doing his thing. He's hyper-focused. Amanda's out there. I mean, she doesn't have any control of what happens with her man, you know, and oftentimes that can be a bit unnerving.
Bryce Yockey here drawing to an 8-7. Raising from the small blind.
Both players here drawing 1. Yockey 8-7-6. Brewer's got a jack-9. Yockey first to act here. Yockey in the tank here. Comes with a hefty bet here, 1.25 million. Brewer has a bluff catcher, you know, and this is not an easy spot for him.
Chris Brewer in the proverbial blender.
Today has just been a morning day.
Brewer has not won many pots today, has not had many spots. He's going to pay this one off.
Oh my
See
God.
the bad news.
Bryce Yockey fans out the winner and is up to 14 million chips. And so far in this first hour, it is the Bryce Yockey show. Absolutely on a tear. Laid the groundwork during Pot Limit Omaha and now takes a big one off of Chris Brewer. And if Negreanu knocked Brewer out, he'd still be shorter than Bryce Yockey. All right, we're going to do our last hand. Maybe we'll squeeze in 2 more. Let's see how it goes. Much love and respect to everyone tuning into us. If you are not in a position to join us on PokerGo, we totally understand. That is okay. We will have the Millionaire Maker live stream at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. That final table will be on our YouTube channel as well. Donnie and I myself will be on the call. 2 players will win at least $1 million on that live stream, so should be a fun one as well. And then if you check out our schedule on pokergo.com/schedule, you can see everything else we have coming up in the next few days. This final table will be live on PokerGo for the remainder of the night. And, you know, fingers crossed, Negreanu going for the bracelet, so should be quite an epic one. We'll try to join you guys all in the chat as well.
Yeah, go watch history.
All right, this was a quick one. We'll do one more. All right, final hand here of the preview coming up. For those keeping score, next game will be stud 8 or better. After that, we'll play limit deuce to 7 triple draw. So no limit hold'em, I want to say after that one. So the Cadillac, definitely part of the rotation. Chris Brewer lets it go from the button. He's really looking for a nice moment here to get his chips in, down to 4.1 million. And there it is. Final hand of our free preview. Thank you all so much for watching. Ali Najad, Alex Livingston, and Philip Sternheimer are on the call on PokerGo.com. Go join them right now. We'll catch you at 6 p.m. for the Millie Maker. Peace out.